The recent comments by Wipro top boss Rishad Premji over moonlighting have taken the IT world by storm. While he has termed it cheating, many in the sector believe otherwise. With the extensive adoption of work from home post-pandemic, moonlighting has become a reality in today's workforce. But can this become a trend for a chunk of India Inc., where employees are made to sign onerous non-compete policies, let alone being allowed to take parallel jobs? Earlier in the day, Aayush, Ailawadi and I spoke to a stellar panel from the industry to get some insights into the crux of the matter.
For Rishad Premji to come out and speak about this so forcefully, there must be something to it.
I think you have to make up your mind which side of you can't have the best of both worlds, right? And I think this debate has just begun. Employers no longer live as long as they did. The average life of a Fortune 500 company when the first list came out was 64. It's now 14. So when a company is going to only live 14 years, what's the value of a pension promise? What is the symmetry of the contract? But employment has shifted from being a lifetime contract to a taxi cab relationship, right? Nobody's going to spend their life in a company, or at least most kids aren't. So I think this debate has just begun. But, people in the middle of the road get hit by trucks from both sides. So I'm really not sure about this notion that you're going to be able to double dip, where you'll have the security, the ecosystem, the colleagues of a large employer and a fixed income, and you'll be able to do this on the side. I think all of us have got used to working with colleagues who take flexible time and work with multiple employers. But the notion that everybody is a free agent probably doesn't recognize the reality of how organizational momentum, organizational memory, organizational culture, and professional satisfaction and learning happens. Soft skills aren't taught, they are caught. And I find professional people with much higher soft skills than somebody who's working gig all the time.
Ganesh, is there a big disconnect when we actually view how a lot of these IT companies are actually, carrying out all of these HR operations? I'll tell you why. Because I was speaking to, an HR leadership trainer, and essentially what he said was a big issue through the course of the pandemic, and why a lot of this has led to moonlighting is because there's a disconnect between the millennial manager, the millennial associate, and of course his manager as well, especially when they were working remotely. There was no monitoring, and that led to it. What do you think over the course of the pandemic has actually led to this concept becoming so ubiquitous?
No, I absolutely agree. In fact, I today do not support permanent work from home for exactly that reason, because there is no relationship. A lot of freshers have joined organizations and have never seen the inside of a campus. Now, that is asking for a complete lack of loyalty, lack of everything else. But totally agree with what Manish said. The nature of contracts are changing. And so long as the employer and the employee both realize the contractual relationship is going to be different, quite honestly, you can be fired like in the US or UK at 15 days notice. There's no lifetime contract. And similarly, your loyalty is only 15 days after you leave. That's fine. And I don't think that's going to change much. And we're never going to get back to the old way of work. All I'm saying, the simple point I'm making is, if you sign up and act as though you're there for life and you'll be loyal, etc., then you better be, or you find a job which enables you to flit around and do whatever you want. But I think the fact that there is a disconnect is absolutely right. The fact that there is moonlighting is also absolutely right. Does the disconnect justify moonlighting? Absolutely not.
वीडियो पसंद आया तो हमें लाइक, कमेंट, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें।